All right, now we're recording. So I was just saying that inviting is one of the three vital behaviors, and it can be one of the toughest things to do because you really have to put yourself out there. You kind of have to step outside of that comfort zone, because if you don't invite people, and this is what my mentality was when I was a new coach, was thinking, oh, people will just come to me. That is the farthest thing from the truth. People will not just come to you. You have to, this is a business. It's a cheap business to get into. You know, what, a challenge pack you got into this business for. So people don't realize, like, you do have to work this as if you spent $500,000 building a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks. This has the potential to be the same amount of earnings that you would get from that Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. But we just pay a lot cheaper to get into this. So I think when you have to treat your business like a business, you really have to put yourself in the front and actually invite people to this. Because if you're not inviting people to this, someone else, I promise you, is going to invite them, and they'll say yes to that other person. And you'll say, well, I posted my selfies and my Shakeology bottle. They should have known I was a coach. No. You should have been working your business and inviting people. So, and that comes from me, because that's what I used to do. And now I know, like, no, like, you have to actually ask people and invite people. So I've been talking about with a lot of coaches this week, doing our one-on-one calls. And I've been telling them that having your Facebook posts kind of do that inviting for you is, I think, really helpful. Because of course we could message people and invite them, but I think when you do it in a Facebook in a Facebook post for maybe like an objection that you're getting, someone saying, oh, it's too much money, or I don't have enough time, make a post about that. Make a post about how much money you're saving, or make a post about how much more time you have now that you're not having to work extra hours in the summer, or whatever it is. You know, really use that Facebook post to then have a call to action at the end of the post. If you would like to have some extra cash for your groceries every week, send me a message. You know, I'm a coach. This is what I do now. You know, just don't, I think we do a lot of the, you know, workout selfies, Shakeology type of things, but I think especially new coaches try and like stay away from that whole coaching thing because it's scary. But that's what's really going to build your business, is by talking about what, you know, even if you're not like me and this is not your full-time job, maybe you're brand new and you're not successful yet, but you can talk about being on your first call with your team, or you can talk about going to Super Saturday and being surrounded by all these like-minded people, or you can talk about the National Wake Up Call and how it like really pumped you up before you went to work and got you really excited about what, you know, the new business that you're getting into. So even if you don't have this big aha transformation as a coach yet, you can definitely use those little things and use them as posts on your Facebook. That way people know that you're a coach and can help them, and not just someone doing a ton of workouts. And share successes also. And I kind of forgot to do that, but that's what I did tonight. Is share successes of people in your team. So if we have someone on our team that, you know, on Thursdays posted that they had their biggest paycheck, post that, saying, oh my gosh, we didn't have just one, but we had 2 coaches last week who earned their biggest paycheck just from helping people. Like, how amazing is that? And then have a call to action. Have you ever thought about becoming a coach? Or if you're interested, we're having a coach opportunity webinar on, I forget what day we are. Let me look. And January 25th is our next coach opportunity webinar. So you can use that as a way to invite people in to watch the webinar. And also, you know, I think doing the transformations of other coaches on our team, not just seeing you being healthy and fit, but the products working and challenge groups working for other coaches on our team as well, I think is really helpful, because it's not just you, they're saying that you're helping other people as well. And then sharing the lifestyle of being a coach. And like I said, everyone is kind of at all different levels of where they are with coaching, but you really need to put that out there as well, so that when you do actually make that invitation, or you do send out like a event invite for a coach webinar, or event invite for like a 5-day sneak peek into coaching, people are like, oh, like I get it. This is what she's been talking about for so long on Facebook. They kind of already have an idea that you're a coach and kind of what you do. So the lifestyle of being a coach, I mean, even like sharing your personal development and what you've learned for the day, or even like I said before, being on like the team calls and stuff and having the atmosphere of being around like-minded people, like those are little things that you can definitely share, that when you go to make that invitation, it's going to make people more likely to say, like, I totally see where she's coming from. I've seen her post before. And then having something to invite people to. So you can't just, and that's why I love the business webinar, the opportunity webinar, or a coach 5-day sneak peek, or whatever, those are like the pretty much two biggest things that people do for inviting new coaches, kind of take a look at the business. And those are great ways that you can say, all right, January 25th is our coaching opportunity webinar. Let me get started now and see who is on my radar, who's in my challenge groups, or make a post in your challenge group that the business opportunity webinar is on the 25th. So it's kind of like already on their radar 2 weeks ahead of time. So having something that people can actually say, yeah, I'll watch that, or yeah, I'll listen to this. That way you can send them a message and say, hey, you know what? I think you'd really be great at this. And that kind of leads me into my next point, is when people hear you say, or, you send them a message and you're like, you know what? You would make a really incredible coach because ... whatever, kind of inclines you to say that, whether you know them personally or you've just kind of seen them being motivational on Facebook, whatever it is, like, don't think of that as being a pain, or I wonder what they're going to think about me if I ask them. If someone told me that they thought I was really motivating, or that I would make a really great coach, I'd be happy. I'd be like, wow, like I'm really kind of feel like, honored that someone would, privately send me a message and think I'd be good at something. So don't think of like, the bad side of inviting someone. Look at the good side. Look at what you can potentially be asking this person that could literally change their life, whether it's, through the health and fitness or financially. You're really giving something to somebody. You're not being a pain. This can really change someone's life. So look at it as, when you're inviting, that you're giving something to someone. Just like if you saw a really great movie and you didn't tell anyone about it, and then like a couple months later you're like, oh yeah, I saw it, was really great, and your friend's like, well, thanks a lot for telling me. I've been looking for a great movie, or a great whatever it is, movie or a restaurant. It's the same thing with coaching. If you don't invite people to it, no one's going to really kind of know about it, or know that they can join you on this. So make sure that you do have that personal message to people and inviting them, and don't be scared of doing it, because you're actually giving them something and not bugging them. All right, so those were kind of my points. Everyone's muted, but if you know how to unmute yourself, it's the little microphone on the left-hand corner. Just unmute. And if you have any comments, questions about inviting, if you need help, ask away.
Hey, does anybody have like an email that they send out that's like kind of standard, but you kind of add your own stuff to it? Sorry. Just doing my workout and listening to you at the same time.
Is it for like inviting coaches, or like new coaches?
Yeah, like inviting new coaches. Like if you have something that somebody sends that's like, semi-standard, but not like obviously something that came out of like, sounds like it came out of a book and you're just putting their name in it.
Anybody?
I know like the back office has, what is it, the 5-step invitation for challengers to coaches.
Yeah, I think I might have used that. I think I printed that and used it. I don't know. I don't know.
I also know that like Automatic CEO has a bunch of stuff, emails too. I don't know if it's, I guess like what kind of email are you trying to send out? People who are interested or people you're just...
No, people you're just trying to reach out to and be like, oh, hey.
I think for me, when I reach out to different coaches, there's something that I say different to everybody because, you know, I see something different in them. I usually, like Rose was saying, you know, telling them that they're really motivational or having them in the challenge group and being, you know, kind of just like stroking their ego a little bit. People are usually flattered when you tell them like, hey, you're doing so good in the group. And that's kind of where I start all my conversations from when dealing with new coaches. And then we just go from there. You know, some people are motivated by money. Some people are motivated by helping people. So for me, every conversation is different.
Yeah. I think because I have to start working on that part more than just getting people to be in my challenge groups. And I think that's what's the hardest part, I think, for me anyway.
And I would even, like in your challenge group, you know, maybe like maybe twice a week, mention something about becoming a coach or just tell it like first week, maybe just, and I'm sure they kind of know your story anyways, but like share a little bit about your story and share a little bit about what coaching has done for you. And then maybe in the next week you can say, hey, did you know you can be a coach too? You don't need to, you know, have a license or, you know, whatever it is. And kind of work it in that way.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Something new that I haven't done. I'm sorry, I'll go next. Something new that I haven't done at all, and I'm fairly new at this whole thing of inviting. It intimidates the hell out of me pretty much. I figured out how to, and I actually got this when we had that call with, and I never say her name right, Keisha Fitzgerald. She had mentioned along the lines that she put her Facebook friends into an Excel sheet. So tonight I actually just figured out how to do that. And then someone else gave me homework about Go for No. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because I'm not so much a private message person, I haven't really done that just yet, but I picked something up in the Go for No thing about basically what Danielle was just saying, like you word it a little bit different and you stalk their Facebook page and basically make that list. Okay, here's the 100 people I'm going to contact this week. Yeah, maybe I've never talked to them before, but something inspired me on their list. And then I could just check it off from that export that I did so that I can get all those immediate no's out of the way and feed off of that response. So I think because a lot I learned from everybody and this process so far as a coach that it's such an effective way of doing those invites and doing the, you know, making the post. I kind of want to like jump in there a little bit faster. So I figured I hadn't really necessarily figured out the wording, but more or less what Danielle was saying with pointing the things out that you just know about them, but pulling it off their post and the downloading off of the list. The list from Facebook, your personal thing. You go into your settings, you can figure that out. So that's my next mission. Well, my current mission.
No, I love that. I think that's great to kind of be organized with that and to say, these are the people I'm going to be inviting, or I'm going to invite 10 of these people per day. And
I think it puts it in perspective more too, because you get so much in that feed every day. It's so hard to, I mean, I know that there's a way, and I started doing it myself, where you can organize, okay, these are the coaches, and then like you click on the tab, and then it pulls them over. Like you can like, even, I'm sure you guys know this, but when you create an event and just hit like your last challenge group and you can select them all and invite, and then you can organize them like that. But I didn't actually think about exporting them and then creating almost like a dialogue, like almost like a preset dialogue, but to a twist in one shot, and then just send it in messaging instead of events, even though I'll do both.
Okay, just to clarify, because I know some people might have gotten a little confused with that. If you're not doing Excel, taking your Facebook contact and putting on your Excel, actually, if you just go to your Facebook and on your left-hand side and you scroll down to where it says friends, and then you press more, you can create a list. So for there, that's really simple. I don't like Excel and all that stuff. So for me, that's easier because anybody that I have my eye on for coaches, I put them in my coaching list. Anybody, thank you, Rose. Anybody that I have my eye for challenging, I put them in those lists. So yeah, right. See that, friends? You're go down a little bit. Right there. Should say more. Click there.
Yeah. So I made one. Am I muted?
Yep.
Or not muted?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. When I went to Jamaica, like every time I go on vacation, I make sure I am friends with everyone that was there. So I made pretty much it's a news feed for just those people that I went to Jamaica with. So I can keep track on them. Because in my
and that's right. You can really pay attention to those people and really go for those people. Like Aaron was saying, if you have a set amount of people that you want to go for that week, you can just kind of put them in that list, and you can change up that list every week if you need to.
Yeah. So just create lists, and then you can just add people to there.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually also really easy for when you do those big event invites, because you have to go through all the people and click, and then they only give you so many, and then you're half of these are actually coaches. So if you actually have a pre-list, and you could just click on that, and I'll just do everybody right there. So for me, that's the easiest.
Anyone else with thoughts, comments, needing help? How do you invite?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Mine's not necessarily about inviting to coaching or challenge groups or anything, but I was talking to someone about a challenge pack and getting their workout and the Shakeology, and she really was into size. She wanted to do more dancing type things instead of lifting, and so I told her all about size. Told her I've done it, it's lots of fun. And then I told her the other part of a challenge pack was the Shakeology, and then I went into talking about Shakeology and some stuff about it, and that it's just really good. And so I said, I have a quick video clip that I can send you if you'd like. And she was like, well, no, I'm really picky. I don't like certain texture of foods. I wouldn't drink it. And so I was like, okay. Well, I just responded, I'm totally understand. I'm super picky too. Hate the texture of lettuce. I don't even eat salads. I'm totally with you. But, this tastes like a milkshake. I put it with ice, milk, peanut butter. It tastes just like Reese's. It's so good. And then I even went on to say, if I told you it was totally refundable, you could get your money back guaranteed. If you didn't like it, would that change your mind? And she was like, honestly, no. And so I was just like, okay. So she was like, can I still order size? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I, gave her my website to order that. But it's I don't want her just to order that because, she needs the nutrients from Shakeology to get her best results. So what do you guys do? Do you still keep pushing the Shakeology, or do you just kind of be like, okay, here, buy the product? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I know for me, I don't know. I'm sorry. For me, I always mention, like, when somebody doesn't want to do Shakeology, but they still want to do the workouts, I usually just, like, I probably have shown them before and afters or something like that. And I just mentioned that the people that get the best results and have these amazing transformations are the ones that are drinking Shakeology. And the reason why is because they're getting that nutrients. So usually on day 10, when people start feeling fatigued and they just are craving stuff, it's because basically what you're doing is asking your body to do more with less nutrients. And so I'm a big fan of educating yourself on Shakeology. If you guys have any time, I would look up Shay Stanford's diet cycle on Shakeology, and that will really just kind of change the way that you explain Shakeology in the first place. But yeah, that's just usually what I say. Like, hey, do you want good results or do you want great results? And either they're going to say no or they're going to say yes. If they still say no, you just put them in the challenge group if you're running one, and they're going to see everybody else drinking it. So sometimes those turn into Shakeology down the road, and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? I guess you can only ask for it so much, but as long as you educate yourself as much as you can in Shakeology and you can speak well about it and really give her the facts, then it's either yes or no after that point.
Yeah, I was just showing in our file section, Lisa did a call for us on Shakeology, so that if you want to listen to the recording, you can just listen to it. That's really helpful. But I do love how Shay explains it, like Danielle was talking about. But what I like to do I think it really just comes from the before you even have that like challenge pack conversation with them, of asking the questions enough that you don't get that objection. So like, did you ask her about her energy? Did you ask her what she has after her workouts? Did you ask her, does she have cravings? Did you ask her if she's, tried that, how long has she been wanting to lose weight for? And then if she does give you that objection, you can say, well, this is really going to help you with all those things that you were talking about, like your energy, your cravings, and it's the best, post-workout meal that you can honestly give yourself. And since you've been wanting this for an entire year and you want to get the best results, this is the way that you can do it. And, you can't force it, obviously. But I think starting off with asking the right questions to get you to why Shakeology would be good for them in the first place. And then still, if she's just one size, go for it. But you have to make the decision, is she going to be added into your challenge group or not? And that's completely up to you. At my point now, no, you're not getting in my challenge group. If you're not buying the program from me, this is not a free business for me. I'm not giving away my time for free. So, and I think adding that too of holding yourself of value, because your time is valuable and people should be realizing that too.
I actually have a question regarding that. Whenever you offer people the challenge packs, how do you go about telling them that they need to get both to be in your challenge group? Like, how do you word that to not sound so bitchy, I guess?
Well, I like to use the GoPro. I don't know if you've gotten the book yet or have done the audio. It's GoPro by Eric Worre. And just the steps that he uses to get to kind of that, okay, this is your options, and that's how I do it. Okay, you can sign up as 2 ways. You can be, you can get a challenge pack with, 21-day fix and Shakeology, or you can sign up for the discount. I don't really give them, you can just get the workout. I don't give them that option. They might say, hey, well, can I do just the workout? Then I'll say, yeah, you can, but you're not going to be allowed to be in my challenge group. That's how I word it. So just being upfront with people, because like I said before, you are valuable. This is a business for you. It's not like you're giving your service away for free. And just like anybody else, in any other business or service business, you expect to pay people. If you're going to get your card changed, your oil changed, you're going to be paying that technician however, per hour for his labor. And that's kind of like what this is too. And you want to be making sure that people are getting both of the things, because if they're just doing their workout, they're not getting that nutrition part. Does that help?
One of the things too that I heard when I was at the October Super Saturday is for people that like absolutely refuse to buy the challenge pack with the Shakeology and the program, is I created like my own Fit Farm Wives empire. So if anybody that like just buys the workouts from me, I put in there. So that way they're like kind of in a group, and I'll just kind of post every once in a while. Like it's not a daily thing, but I posted like, about the cafe latte coming out, just different things and like new programs, and just once in a while post it like a sweaty selfie or do something like that. But it's not like an everyday thing. So that way I can just keep track of those people too that were customers, or maybe they were free customers that just bought like the on-demand workouts or something, and I added them on Facebook, so I have them in there too, just to keep track of them a little bit better.
Yeah, so that's like another private group, but for the people that aren't in a challenge group, but giving them some sort of accountability.
Yeah, and I still put like the people that bought like a challenge pack in there too, just that way, like, maybe they're not as active. Maybe they were in one of my challenge groups this spring, and maybe they haven't been doing their workouts, but maybe want to get back on board, or, just do something like that, or keep up to date with like, what's new, what's coming out.
Cool. And Cindy, in the Coach Basics group this week, we'll be going over on how to have our conversation, and there'll be a document in the file section, and then on the Coach Basics call on Thursday, we can go over that a little bit more on exactly how to, but it's pretty much exactly what I said. Get the GoPro if you haven't already, audio or book, and he pretty much gives you the exact steps.
I had a question.
Sure.
What do you think about adding people to your challenge group? People that haven't, for example, a friend that hasn't bought a challenge pack yet, that showed interest, and if you feel the person will commit and at some point will do it, but like adding them as a way to like spark their interest. Do you believe in that? Like just adding them for free?
For me, it has to be like super extreme special case, like you're my mom or sister. But if you haven't bought anything from me, then you're going to go into my free group, my free clean eating group. And even though the people in my free clean eating group are required to make a free account through my Beachbody. So no matter what, I have some form of them on my account. But yeah, like unless like somebody's like coming to me with tears in their eyes and I can really feel like they don't have any money and they just want the support. I mean, special case. It has happened. I have done it. But it very, very special and very seldom does that happen.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a big fat no. I mean, maybe in the beginning when I was a new coach, I did. But why I say a big fat no is because if that person isn't putting any value in themselves, and this goes, I think maybe it wasn't our team page, maybe it was Team Spirit, our sister team page. Someone asked, should I be giving away samples for free? No, because what's going to happen, like if you ever go to the mall and people like try and like shove things like in your face, like here, try this, try that. They're going to take that thing that you shoved in their face, and I don't think he saw me, but like they're just going to throw it away. They're just going to put it in their cabinet or in their desk and not even take a second look at it because it was for free. There was no value. There wasn't any commitment that those people had to put into it. So it's going to go a really kind of low value because they didn't put anything into it.
So even for the samples, do you charge for the samples that you offer?
Yeah, I call them, I just say they're packets because we have to pay for them. Beachbody, and I think people don't realize that, but you can say that to people like, hey, like Beachbody doesn't give me free stuff. Like I purchased these packets. If you would like a packet, they're $5 each. I mean, $20 for 5. So that's kind of like a nice way for them to kind of test it out for 5 days in a row, see how their energy increases. I don't think, for someone who's tight on a budget, I don't think $20 is much. It's a meal.
Right.
Obviously.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. Sometimes I give some tough love, and that's one of them. That's one of my pet peeves, I guess. Anyone else with questions, comments? Something that's working for you, not working for you?
I do have a legit question. Whenever you're adding files to your challenge group, for example, me and Amy, we wanted to start a clean eating challenge group. How do you add files to that for recipes and stuff? I don't know how to do that.
All right. You have to be on a computer. We'll go into Team Arise. Files is right here underneath the picture. Create doc or upload file. So if it's a Word document, just go to upload file. If it's something that you're going to type, just put the title in, clean eating, and then type whatever you want to, and then click save. And then it's in the file section.
Okay. I'm going to show you my screen because that is not what mine looks like. All right, hold on.
It has to be a group. Is it a group that you have it in?
Yeah, well, that's what I have on the left side here. It's under groups, but I have my 5-day clean eating, but it doesn't have all that you have. What is up?
After the call, message me and I'll help you more.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
All right. Because yours look very simple. I could have figured that one out, but I guess not.
Sometimes the first time is the hardest.
Cool.
Nicole, Kelly, anyone that hasn't talked yet that wants to?
I guess I'll just, going off of what our conversation was, Rose, the other day about how I have a lot of people who follow me but necessarily aren't in any of my groups or purchase anything from me. And Rose asked me a question did you ask them why? Which seems pretty simple. And I've been a coach for a pretty long time. So it's kind of well, that was pretty stupid of me. But, it just made me think that sometimes I don't actually ask them why. I have no idea of why they don't want to do these things. And when I actually did, it comes down to she's a stay-at-home mom and her husband is the only one that has an income, which is something I can relate to. So, and like Rose said, so now instead of, I could private message her about that, but I also can make a post about that, since I know that she follows me. So, just asking why, number one. Number two, really playing in with who your audience is and making sure your posts and your invites, and if you're just doing a post about inviting them to your challenge, making sure that you're really talking to that audience. For me, stay-at-home mom with children, that's my audience, so I should know that already. So for me, this week, I'm making an invite to coaching and my challenges strictly to this girl. So, like I said, just like what Rose said, have you asked these people that gave you objections to why? Or do you just get scared like I do? It's just say, okay, have a great day. And so that's something that I've been doing this week, and it's helping. It's kind of like opening my eyes to objections and how to work around them.
Yeah, I used to do that too. If they would tell me no, I'd be like, okay, that's it, that's done, and like not look at it again. But if I am like, okay, let me take a breath, and how can I ask them a question that wouldn't be like, what do you mean you said no? But more of like, oh, like, is there something I can clarify for you? Is there a reason why that, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're an 8, like, how can I make you get to a 10? What do you need from me to give you?
Also, Rose, I wanted to ask you, because one of the things that this particular person said, she does the PiYo workouts with Shalene on like her cable on demand. Is that something that happens? I didn't even know about that.
I don't think so. Is it PiYo, like our PiYo?
Yes.
Is she paying for it through some service?
No. Now, it's not the whole program, but like every month they run like a couple of them. And I had no clue that this happened. Did you know?
No. I mean,
Yeah.
It could just be like a little promo thing, like where they can do one of them. But if she doesn't have the complete program, then...
No, she doesn't. And it's not in there for January. But she said like all of November she was doing PiYo. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, I don't know you can do this. I was like, are you stealing it from us?
I would email compliance.
Yeah.
And see what they say. Because they might just say, like, it's one of their ways to try to get new people to, try the whole program.
That's what I figured. It was like some type of promo, but I just didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. Anyone else, guys, for inviting?
My internet's been in and out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Cal.
Okay. The only thing that I notice that works for me when it works, and that's all my fault, is being consistently inviting people. When I'm inconsistent and I fall off like a week or two with posting, you lose interest. So just consistently invite people, or at least consistently engage them. I know my biggest problem is staying on top of it with working and the kids, but that's no excuse. So plan your posts out, just be consistent with inviting, send out the event invites. But, I also don't like to send out too many event invites. I'll do like maybe one a month so that people's inboxes aren't just like filling with them and getting annoyed. So that's all I really have to add.
Yeah, no, I think that's helpful. Like, I only do like one event invite. I'll do like one for my challenge group and then one for the business opportunity webinar. But they're two different people I'm sending it to. I'm not sending both of those invites to the same people. I pick certain people for my opportunity webinar that I'm sending it to. And I think also, Cal, I mean, we're all human. We all sometimes have things that come into our life. Make a post about it. Be like, crap, I'm a busy mom of 2 twins. I work and things got in the way, but I can, my business still allows me to come back whenever I want. I don't get fired from being a Beachbody coach. That would be a good post.
Thank you.
Yeah. You won't get fired from this. Even if you are inconsistent, we're still here for you.
I had a quick question. I'm sorry, I don't want to.
No, you're good, Renata.
Late. For the free clean eating group, the 5-day clean eating group, do you treat it as a challenge group? Like, would you make like an event, like, make the polls and stuff like that? Because we're working on that now. Do you do like a formal event invite before adding people to the group? Do you wait for people to actually say, yes, I'm in, or do you I know it's free, but like, do you treat it as a challenge group, for example?
I will just make a post about it. I do not send an event invite out for it.
Okay.
I also never put people in a group without asking, because I don't know if you guys have been added to a group without being asked. It pisses me off like a lot. So I think it's super annoying. So I never just add people. I put like Rose said, I put a post out. I actually just put out one today. If you want to look on my page, you can see what mine looks like. I'm going to open it on Monday. I also offer it to any of my coaches in my downline to add their coaches and their customers as well. It kind of just goes off by one of the many things that we've heard from top coaches that always have something to offer people. So if people aren't interested in joining your challenge groups, a free eating group is something that they can kind of understand how challenge groups work and kind of baby step into challenge group, I guess. But yeah, I never add anybody. I put a post out. They usually message or comment me. I usually send them to make a free account to my Beachbody. And that's it. And I treat it just like a challenge group. And Rose and Jess have laid out a perfect guideline in the file section for us. So literally you can copy and paste and the work's all done for you.
And really plan out your clean eating group in terms of if it's going to be, I'm just looking at the calendar. If your clean eating group is going to start on the 18th, you have, this whole week to kind of promote it, meaning making posts about it, write down the names of, whoever's going to be in that group. Then on, Saturday, Sunday, open up the group, add those people that said they wanted to be in it. And then maybe February 1st is when your regular challenge group is going to be. That way you have a flow from your clean eating group into your challenge group. So you're planning it accordingly to optimize,
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Can I ask a question about, I've run a few clean eating groups, but I haven't had a lot of success with turning the people who are in those into actual challengers for a challenge group. I've had more success with just like inviting and that kind of thing on Facebook and that. So just curious as to what you found success with to turn your clean eating challengers into actual challenge group challengers.
I find with mine, it gives me a guideline to who's actually interested in their health and their fitness and who's paying attention to what I'm posting. So I don't necessarily hound them afterwards. I do let them know that, hey, I'm hosting a challenge group, and then, contact me if you're interested. They obviously know what I'm doing since they're in my free eating group. But yeah, me personally, they're on my radar and I keep them there, but I get them when I'm ready. Like, okay, I'm a little bit slow here. Let me go after this. I've gotten 2 challenge packs in 6 months out of doing every 6. So I do a clean eating group once a month. So in 6 months of doing those clean eating groups, I've only gotten 2 challenge packs out of it. But I didn't get those until like month 5 and month 6. So just be persistent and keep it on your radar. Don't feel like, just because you're not landing success. Sometimes I only have 2 people in my free eating group. So, in one eating group, I have like 12. So don't put that pressure on yourself. Just keep on trucking.
So
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So what helped me, I guess, to become a coach from a person that just joined, what motivated me to join was just basically having my coach constantly, I don't know, pushing me, I guess, more. Like Nicole was great. She was awesome. She explained it to me. I think also we had, I think, some coaches that were already coaches in there in their clean eating group. So I could kind of see what they were doing as I was doing the clean eating part, you know. I only had the 21-day fix then. I got it halfway through the clean eating, but I didn't have the Shakeology or anything. It was just me being able to see how the coaches or the people that were already coaches worked while I was in the clean eating that helped me see how or why I would want to join. I don't know if that helps. But I do have a question. I do have a clean eating group starting on the 18th. How often should I promote it during this week? I did the post yesterday. So should I do another one tomorrow and then the next day and the next day and the next day? I mean, would that be too much?
I usually do it every other day. And you can, see how it goes this month with every other day. Then next month you can try every day for the 5 days. Just kind of see what works for you.
And you could also promote without promoting, I guess you could say. Like, so if I'm running a clean eating group, I'm probably going to talk more this week about nutrition than I normally would. So, or throw some recipes out on my posts just to kind of get people to see like, oh, that stuff looks good. I want to join her group. So you can promote on the days without actually promoting.
Getting back to what Amanda was asking with the clean eating group, I think, have one post that's about the clean eating group and then maybe, have that commercial about Shakeology or about what coaching has done for you, or, add another coach in there and they can kind of, rally with you along with that. But if you're finding success with something else, do that something else. Like clean eating groups might not be for every coach to do. So if this isn't working for you, I would definitely give it a shot, say 2, 3, 4 months and see if it works. One time you really don't know yet if that's your thing. But if you feel like something else that is quicker for you, less time, and you get more action with that, then, stay with those things. These are all kind of just to help you guys, guide you. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, do the thing that does work for you. We don't want everyone spreading ourselves too thin or, getting overwhelmed with too many things. Keep it simple.
I have one question. I've had pretty much every month since I've been a coach, someone buy their challenge pack through Amazon. How should I handle that? Like, I do put them in that challenge group of the month, but I kind of never ask that question, what I should do with them. Because I don't get the credit for it, but I'm their free coach. Because they do, like, they saw that I had the event, then they go on Amazon and they're like, no, don't sign me up for coach. This is my coach. This is her ID, and then called it a day. And I don't even know how they do it. It's like, I guess when I send them my link, they copy, like they see that this Erin Swenson is promoting this. This is her, that would be my coach. Should I not put them in my group?
I never put anyone in my group unless I see the order going through in my Coach Online office. But I think what's happening is you're kind of missing a step in the invitation process where you're not saying, hey, you have to purchase through me to be in my group.
I think that's because, I do, because I send them my link. I don't know, can we see this on here? How I'm like
Probably not. It's going to be too fuzzy.
Yeah. I send them my Beachbody app from my phone. I go in there, I put in my code, I say customer. I send it directly. Right, there's no way they can mess it up. And I'm like, why am I getting all these Amazon customers?
For me, I get people on the phone. I say, let's sign you up. When's a good time for us to talk on the phone? That way, I get their information and I do it for them. There's no way that they can mess it up because I'm in control. So, and that's why I know some coaches love doing the app. That's one reason I cannot stand doing the app, because it like sends it to their email and then they have to go and purchase it, and then they never click on it, or they go to Amazon or whatever. They just don't know. So unless you literally take them by the hand and say, all right, what's easier, for me to give you a call on the phone or for you to give me your information and I can place the order for you? So instead of just giving them the link, just give them those two options: phone call or send me your information.
Okay, cool.
And do you
Thank you.
have more success going off of that with getting people to consider the discount coach option if you actually call them? Have you tried that, Erin?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Have you like I've just found that when I call to sign them up for their challenge pack, it opens up an opportunity to talk to them about becoming a discount coach so that they can get that discount rate on the Shakeology moving forward. And as I'm looking to build, I want Diamond. I'm going to get there pretty quick. But that's something that I've changed because I was finding that, I was just kind of sending the link and giving step-by-step directions on how to get the challenge pack. And even when I threw out there why they might want to consider the discount coaching, they weren't doing it when it was just a link, but they definitely considered it when I could explain it to them over the phone. And I don't know, I just think there's a little bit more, maybe they felt like, I don't know, it was more personal if I would actually explain it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start doing because I'm done with the Amazon. I hate Amazon now.
That's a great point, Amanda. What you said is there's more of a connection when you're on the phone. And I think when you open up and say, there's two different ways we can sign you up, as a regular customer or with the discount. That's so much easier to say on the phone than I think explaining that through a message. When you're trying to explain that through a message, I think there's this whole big long thing that you send them and they're like, crap, I have to read that. Whereas if it's just over the phone, that takes like 30 seconds to explain that to them. So I agree.
I have a comment. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Nicole, we can hear you.
Okay, so I don't know if this is good or not, but everybody I've signed up with a challenge pack as a discount coach. Like, I have no body ordering Shakeology who is not a discount coach, and I think it has a lot to do with your mindset because I feel like it is expensive. So what I do when I invite them is I'll talk to them, I'll send them a message on Facebook, talk to them a little bit, and then I'll ask them if this is something they're interested in. I'll send them the links for the videos to tell them a little bit more about it, and then I'll be like, okay, well, they'll ask about price, and I never, ever, ever say anything about price over text or a Facebook message or anything like that. I always make sure I set up a time with them, and I say, okay, what's going to be the best time for you? Can I call you tomorrow? So I say, it's a lot easier for me to explain it over the phone, a lot easier and quicker than having to type out a book. And they laugh, and they think that's all right. So then I call them, and they can hear the excitement about it, and then I just tell them that they can get it cheaper as a discount coach. But I don't know if that's kind of like screwed me in the long run because I'm not getting like that commission off of it. It's still volume, but I don't know. What you think, Rose? Is that bad to have everybody signed up as a discount coach?
I mean, that's what I did in the beginning to build my business. Pretty much everyone I signed up my first year is not who I have now. But I think over time, you're going to find those discount coaches and learn how to keep them as discount coaches and kind of turn them over into becoming, full-on coaches. So, I mean, I think it really just depends on where you are in your business. I think having discount coaches is fine, but it's just of keeping them as a committed, Shakeology customer because it sucks when someone signs up as a discount coach and then a month later they cancel. It's kind of like, what was the point with that? You know what I mean? So just keeping those people engaged to where they are like Beachbody lovers, you know, lifers. That's what we want. We want lifers of Shakeology, lifers of the workouts. So I think that definitely, you know, signing up as discount coaches is fine. And then as you kind of step into your own business where you start building that bigger team, those discount coaches are going to kind of be around for a lot longer. Because now, like 2 years, I pretty much have not had the same team, but I've been building and not losing those coaches I signed up my second year.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone else for Nicole's question? Danielle, what do you typically do? Do you do discount coaches or?
Well, I have to admit, at the beginning of my business, I got everybody on the phone. And because I went through some hiccups the last couple of months, I didn't want to talk to anybody. Like, I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to talk to anybody on the phone because I was dealing with my own issues. So I did everything over the computer. And what I realized, and I'm listening to these calls and I'm like, I got to get people back on the phone. Like it's like I said, I always like scheduled a time, got them on the phone. It went so much more smooth. And you're absolutely right, Amanda, what you said about having that connection, being able to explain how getting the discount was just easier. Even just getting them on Shakeology was easier on the phone, because the minute they heard how excited I was, they were like, well, I could just tell by your voice, so I'm just going to trust you. Like, I mean, like I said, and I'm kind of like kicking myself because I haven't gotten anybody on the phone since September. And I haven't got any people who are just, you know, the discounted coach. And that's definitely why. For me personally, that's something from this call that, you know, I know it, but it's, you know, like I said, slipped my mind going through life issues, but definitely has always worked better to get people on the phone. So if you haven't tried it, try it. It's probably nervous. You'll probably sweat a lot with people I used to do. But you do feel your passion coming through. And I know, yeah, if you can get people for the discount, they do become your loyal customers. The people that I've signed up as discounted coaches are still drinking Shakeology almost 2 years later. So they are really my forever coaches, and they appreciate the discount that I give. So if people are willing to sign up as a discount coach, I absolutely all for it.
All right, guys, we're an hour in. I think we're good unless anyone has any final die-hard questions or comments. No? All right, cool. Thanks, guys. I think if you are posting the team page, if you have any other questions, or if you kind of like this way of a team call, this is our second call where we've kind of just not anyone talk, but kind of done like this open team call. So if you guys are liking it, let me know. You know, I kind of want to make sure that everyone's benefiting from this too. But I think this was really helpful for everyone. So I'll post the recording, and any other questions, post on the team page. Have a good night. Thanks, everyone.